Firstly, before I can develop or challenge forms and conventions of short films, I need to define them. For short films are difficult to define. For example, what is meant by the word short? The BFI states that a feature film runs for 40 minutes or more, implying that a short film therefore can run up to 40 minutes. But short films are generally considered to be 15 minutes or less, ranging to as short as 2 minutes, as demonstrated by Virgin Media Shorts and The Short of the Week. Typically, as demonstrated by the short films I analysed, there aren't more than a couple of characters, as the short duration doesn't allow for the development of many more. Short films are difficult to define also because of their vast breadth of content, as they can be of any genre. They differ so greatly that there aren't many conventions. For example, Self-Assembly is a special effects horror, while Every Runner Has a Reason is a more thought-provoking documentary. My research into short films began before I decided on a genre. Thus, my early research really helped to shape my decisions for my production. In my research, I analysed 4 short films in detail. I used Mathieu Rath's Love Field as inspiration for my film, as I really enjoyed the plot twist where we expect a murder having taken place, when actually the man is a farmer helping a woman give birth. Similarly, in my short film, we expect the father to be angry at Adam when he returns from work, building tension. I felt that this would give more power and significance to the change in attitude the father displays when he finds the boy, as well as just simply making the film more interesting. The sentimentality of the young boy in Stephen Richard Mulling's Vibration was also influential in moulding my film. Broken depicts the parent-child relationship, albeit in a slightly different way, but similarly concludes with a loving smile being exchanged. Many of the short films I watched follow a chronological narrative. I thought that revealing events in a non-chronological order, giving information that's significant to the plot through flashbacks, would not only be thought-provoking, as it requires the audience to piece together the story, it would subvert the common storyline of dramas. This thought process, encouraged by my film, is unusual, but can be seen in films like Christopher Nolan's Memento, where we have to piece together 2 stories that eventually connect at the end. The drama genre is broader than most, as it consists of many subgenres. Crime dramas, romantic dramas, biographical dramas, the list goes on. In essence, dramas show the dramatic sequence of events typically surrounding an event or individual. They are normally character-driven. Adam, in my film, drives the action, as the sequence of events primarily surround his actions. Events in the French short film Daybreak similarly follow the actions of a small boy. In character-driven films, such as The Truman Show, we develop a relationship with the main character. Making a connection with a protagonist in a short duration is much harder than in a feature-length film, but having a small innocent boy really helped make this possible, like in Vibration. Broken follows Goffman's character theory with a protagonist, Adam, who we identify with and follow, a deuteragonist, a secondary character, in this case the father, and a bit player, who is a minor character, so for my film it was the mother. However, it subverts the 4th element to the theory, the fool. This subversion is principally because of the tone of my film, the short duration, and the arguable minimalistic feel. In regard to the film poster and film review, I completely adhered to their conventions. I based my film review on the Empire style, writing in their manner, trying to mimic their chatty and formal language. For example, when describing the link to The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, I wrote, although this is perhaps a comparison too far, Adam does also end up in a wardrobe, but this one certainly doesn't have furry coats in a fantasy world. This chatty and formal language can be found in pretty much any Empire review, like the one in the latest Night at the Museum review. Another fantasy film trilogy wraps this winter, though with none of the hoo-ha of The Hobbit. Formatting the page, I followed the conventions of Empire, copying the appearance and formatting the review from the most recent magazine. I noted the size and scale of the finest details to make my review as mirror image in the format as possible. Things even as small as the page number in the bottom left-hand corner. For my poster, I analysed 3 posters, noting their conventions and using them in my own. Generally, posters have a simple image that suggests the plot or characters of the film. The image always dominates, along with the title, capturing the attention of the audience. The protagonist is central to all of the posters I analysed. We see that Liam Neeson, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Chiwetel Ejiofor are all central to the poster. The first thing that strikes you when you look at any of these posters are the characters. Looking more in detail at these, I noticed that the actions and expressions of these characters are important in reflecting the film. For example, Lincoln is seen looking down in a thought-provoking manner, suggesting the depth of the topic of the film. Then Solomon Northup is seen running, perhaps suggesting he is trying to escape from something, his slavery, while Neeson's grimace implies the survivalistic nature of the film. Secondly, after the image, the title catches your attention. It's large across the poster and obvious. I mimicked that of those of the other posters I analysed by placing mine large across the